Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for doing husband duties for my friend? ETA. I met this friend and her husband in college while they were dating, and I was in a long-term relationship. I was a groomsman in their wedding, and I am the godfather of both boys, and was asked to be before both were born. I, male 36, have a longtime friend, female 34, who I live about 4 blocks from. We have always been very close. Her husband passed away 3 years ago after a 9-month battle with brain cancer, during which she was his full-time caretaker. I was also very close with her husband, and since I lived close by, I would go over and help as much as I could, be it cooking, cleaning, taking the kids out to do things, yard work and maintenance around the house, especially as he declined and required round-the-clock care. After he passed, I have continued to help my friend and her kids, and I spend a lot of time with her kids, now 11 and 9 m. Last year, I married my wife, who I started dating after my friend's husband had passed, so this isn't new. Since then, there have been consistent arguments about me performing husband duties for my friend. Some examples of the things she was upset about. My friend called because when she woke up a pipe had burst in the ceiling, and she couldn't find a plumber who could come out that day. I'm a contractor, so I was able to call a friend, and he went over ASAP, and then I headed over and helped her clean up the mess and helped her with talking to her insurance and hiring a remediation company. After that was done, I helped her demo and replace the drywall. Her car broke down, so I picked her kids up from school and went and played basketball with them while she got it to the shop and grabbed a rental. And then the boys wanted to have a pizza party, so we grabbed some pizzas and had dinner at the park. She was re-landscaping her backyard and putting in some raised planter beds, and I went over on my day off to help her. My wife is always welcome. She doesn't usually want to go and instead thinks I should let her figure it out because she's a big girl and she needs to stop acting like I'm her husband. She has even gone as far as suggesting that my friend wants to steal me away from my wife because she needs someone to take care of her. No idiots here. I have a friend who has done similar things for me since my husband died, and I know that he's trying to look out for me because he was my husband's best friend. I really appreciate his help, but I would draw the line at inviting him to stay for pizza or hang out with my kids in case his wife, who is a really cool person, thought it was too much. If your wife is starting to feel uncomfortable, then you need to dial it back a bit. Save your help for the big things like major DIY and keep up with your friends socially by inviting her over to your place to hang out with you and your wife together. You're the idiot. Big time. Reading through your comments here, you are essentially ignoring / misusing / arguing with everyone who says your wife might have a point with, but I am their godfather, and I knew them, my friend, first. You are looking for validation for being this knight in shining armor for your friend's family, and you aren't getting any. You may be their knight / friend / godfather, etc., but you certainly aren't a very considerate partner for your wife. Good luck with your marriage, OP. Am I the idiot for telling my sister that a comment she made is exactly why her marriage crashed and burned? My sister has been staying with my husband and I, men in our late 20s, for the last week and some change. She and her husband have initiated the divorce process, and she said she doesn't want to stay alone right now, which I completely understand. It would be very hard to go from living with a partner to a completely silent house. I opened our home to her before I found out why her marriage didn't work out. Now that the two of us have had multiple conversations about it, I'm a little uncomfortable. There was no infidelity, there was no big scandal. What she told me is that her husband wasn't having sex with her enough. The things she has been saying have floored me. She says without sex, the two of them were basically just like roommates. She said she had been pushing for him to get a hormone imbalance test done because while they were still having sex, it wasn't enough. She said he had begun resisting even normal touches from her because from his perspective, all she thought about was sex, which apparently isn't true. I'm not sure I believe that. I can elaborate in the comments, but overall it just left me feeling sad for her ex and the disrespect of saying sex is the only thing that separates a partner from a roommate, not even a friend. I've done my best to be supportive, but I can't relate to the thought process at all. If my partner told me tomorrow that he wasn't up for sex for the next few weeks, months, or longer, I would just take care of myself and respect that. I love him, and I want him to be the person I do life with forever. This all came to a head last night. My husband and I were having a typical lazy Saturday night, catching up on some shows and chatting while we lounged on the couch. His legs were in my lap and I was kind of absent-mindedly massaging his feet and rubbing his ankles. This was an innocent gesture. My sister came in, saw me doing it, and made a joke along the lines of, "Ah, OP, I didn't know you were into feet," or "I didn't know you had a foot fetish." The exact wording escapes me. I couldn't help but feel put off at her sexualizing the gesture. Intimacy can be sexual, but it doesn't have to be. I told her so, and then said, referring to her divorce, "You sexualizing every interaction is why you're in the situation you are now." She called me a prick and left the room. I already know it was a little harsh, but I'm unsure if it was tough love or too much. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. That is a weird thing to say to your sibling, and thinking every time you touch your partner it has to be for sexual reasons is screwed up. You probably could have been nicer, but that's a weird thing to say. Everyone sucks here. It's weird that your sister made a comment that sexualized her brother. That's freaking strange. However, why did you have to bring her failed marriage into it? She confided in you, you didn't agree, and you threw it in her face. There are so many ways you could have expressed your concerns about her reasons for her divorce without attacking her. Am I the idiot for saying, "Wow, I don't like you" to my friend's boyfriend? This happened some weeks ago, and I probably am the idiot, so I came here to check. I was at the mall with my best friend when another friend, let's call her S, noticed us and invited us over. S was with her BF at the time and wanted to introduce us, and since we enjoy meeting new people, we obliged. It did not take long before we realized that the BF was, let's say it's strange. He refused to talk to us, giving one-word responses to everything, and when the topic went towards things we enjoyed or liked, he'd just go, "I don't care." It was disheartening to say the least. I try my best generally to include everyone in a conversation, but he honest to God refused to participate even when the topic was his interests or relationship with S. The thing that really broke the camel's back, for me at least, was that he made S talk for him, and not in a, "I don't know what to say, so please take the reins" way, but in an almost "they are beneath me" way. S tried her best to accommodate, but there were things she couldn't respond to, like what her favorite video game was and stuff like that. After around 30 minutes of trying to either ignore my BF and discuss other things or let him speak only for him to refuse to, I just didn't care anymore and went, "Wow, I don't like you." And he, once again, just ignored everyone, even S when she tried to defend him by saying, "I wish I was joking. I still don't understand the correlation, that he's a feminist." The whole thing ended up just being awkward, and afterwards S didn't talk to me as much. It all came to a head at my best friend's birthday when S tried to confront me and said I was a witch, was being mean to her BF. I was most likely rude, I agree, though I genuinely was out of things to say at that point. So, am I the idiot? Edit. I spoke to S and friend, and from what we know, me, S, and my friend, the BF, isn't autistic. Me, S, and friend are diagnosed with ASD on the other hand. But if BF is, he isn't diagnosed and doesn't know it. Also, we are all adults, since people asked, not the idiot. Sometimes you just have to call a spade an effing spade. S is just blind because she likes him, God knows why. You are more objective. You tried to be nice and engaged him into conversation, but he acted like a giant D-bag. Might as well say the truth than being forced to spend time with him again. Not the idiot. He is the idiot if anyone is. Sure, perhaps you didn't need to go at him like that. I myself would have said something more like, "You're not much of a talker, are you? I'm just trying to get to know you and make you feel welcomed. I won't be offended, but please do let me know if I am asking more questions than you want to answer." Or something similar to that. He sounds like an absolute weirdo, though. Feminist? Maybe. Probably more like he just wants to tell women what he thinks they want to hear. The way I have always seen it is that for me to be with you, my friends need to like you, and you need to respect them. And when I say my friends need to like you, they would need actual valid reasons to not like you. They can kick rocks if they have dumb reasons, but if they are legitimate and valid reasons, it would be a no for me.